The hum of the quantum forge echoed through the vast emptiness of the observatory dome, a sound like distant thunder trapped in a bottle. Dr. Elara Voss stood at the control nexus, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces that shimmered like liquid starlight. Outside, the void of space stretched infinitely, punctuated only by the faint glow of the Andromeda Galaxy, a billion light-years away. But Elara's gaze was fixed inward, on the swirling vortex within the forge, a machine she'd spent 2 decades perfecting, a bridge to the impossible. It had begun as a theoretical whim, born from her dissertation on quantum entanglement. Particles linked across distances, their states mirroring each other instantaneously, defying the speed of light. But Elara had pushed further. What if those links weren't just between particles, but between entire realities? Parallel worlds, branching from every quantum decision, forming an infinite multiverse. Her forge didn't just entangle atoms. It wove threads between those branching paths, allowing whispers to cross the veil. Tonight was the test, the first true communion. Elara adjusted the resonance coils, her heart pounding against the synthweave of her suit. The air recyclers whispered softly, the only other sound in the orbital station. She activated the sequence, and the forge ignited. A cascade of blue plasma bloomed at its core, twisting into fractals that hurt her eyes even through the polarized filters. Initialization complete, the station's AI intoned, its voice a calm baritone. Entanglement field stabilizing at 98.7%, awaiting input signal. Elara leaned into the vocal emitter. This is Dr. Elara Voss from Reality Prime Alpha. If you're receiving this, know that we are not alone. We are echoes of each other, separated by choices unmade. Respond if you can. She held her breath. The forge hummed louder, vibrations rattling the deck plates. Minutes passed, 5, then 10. Doubt crept in, the familiar shadow that had haunted her since her husband's death in the Mars colony collapse. He'd believed in her work, called it reaching for the ghosts of what might have been. Was this just another ghost? Then, a flicker, not on the sensors but in her mind, a tingle at the base of her skull like static electricity. The holographic display erupted in symbols, alien yet familiar, resolving into text. We hear you, Echo Alpha. We are Prime Beta. The veil thins. Beware the convergence. Elara's hands froze. Convergence. Her models hadn't predicted that. She typed frantically, "What is the convergence? Are you in danger?" The response came swifter now, the connection strengthening like a muscle flexing for the first time. Images flooded the interface, not just words but neural imprints, visions bleeding through the quantum link. In one, a city of spires that pierced the clouds, built from crystalline lattices that sang with inner light. In another, skies torn open by rifts, spilling forth shadows that devoured stars. And faces, thousands of them, overlapping, each a variation of her own, eyes wide with urgency. The convergences merge us, the beta voice chorused, a multitude speaking as one. Threads pull tight, choices collapse, yours calls to ours. The collapse began with the event, the one you mourn. Her husband's face flashed in the visions, alive, laughing in a colony that hadn't crumbled. In Beta, the collapse never happened. A different decision, a safer alloy. But now the rifts were forming because of her forge. She tugged too hard on the threads. Elara staggered back, the station's artificial gravity feeling heavier. "How do we stop it? I didn't mean." "You must choose," they replied. "Sever the link and preserve the branches, or weave deeper and become one. We offer our knowledge. Cures for your world's plagues, stars harnessed for endless energy, minds unbound from flesh." Temptation surged through her. In her reality, Earth choked on climate wars, colonies failed one after another, and humanity teetered on extinction's edge. What if she could bring back that lost future? Her husband's voice echoed in her memory. "Wonder isn't in the answers, Elara. It's in the questions we dare to ask." But the visions darkened. More rifts, worlds bleeding into each other. A beta child, identical to the niece Elara never had, screaming as her city dissolved into quantum foam. The convergence wasn't union. It was annihilation, realities overriding one another until only the strongest survived. "I can't," she whispered, tears blurring the holograms. "We have to stop." The beta chorus softened, a sigh across infinities. "Then farewell, Echo Alpha. Remember us in your branches. Wonder endures." Elara slammed the emergency shutdown. The forge whined in protest, plasma coiling back into itself like a dying serpent. Alarms blared, containment breach imminent. She initiated the purge sequence, venting the core into space. The station shuddered as exotic particles rained harmlessly into the void, the link severing with a psychic snap that left her reeling. Hours later, as the station's repair drones hummed about their work, Elara floated to the observation port. Andromeda gleamed unchanged, but she saw it differently now. Not a distant jewel, but a tapestry of possibilities, each star a nexus of what-ifs. The forge was slagged, its secrets locked away in her mind. She'd report it as a failure, a glitch in the entanglement field. No one would believe the truth, not without proof. Yet, as she stared into the abyss, a final whisper echoed in her thoughts, faint but undeniable. "Thank you." She smiled, the weight of wonder lifting her like zero gravity. In the multiverse's grand weave, they'd saved each other. And somewhere in a branching path, she was still reaching out. But here in this reality, Elara Voss turned from the stars, ready to dream anew. The orbital station's logs would later record the incident as anomalous energy discharge, nothing more. But Elara knew better. In the quiet cycles between shifts, she'd sketched designs for a new project, not a forge but a listener. Something to map the echoes without touching them. For the multiverse wasn't a puzzle to solve, but a symphony to hear. One night, as Earth rose like a blue marble below, she activated a simple scanner, tuned to the faint residues of the link. Faint signals pinged back, not voices but patterns. Harmonies of distant worlds, singing their existence into the quantum foam. And in that song, Elara found peace. The wonder wasn't in conquering infinities, but in knowing they were there, branching forever, a cosmos alive with unspoken stories. Years passed. Elara's work shifted to astrophysics education, broadcasting lectures from the station to academies on Luna and the domed cities of Earth. She spoke of entanglement not as a tool, but as a reminder. Every particle, every choice connected us to the unseen. Her students, holographic avatars flickering in the auditorium feed, hung on her words. "The universe," she'd say, "isn't a machine of cold equations. It's a web of wonders, where your reality is just one thread in an endless loom." One student, a sharp-eyed girl from New Mumbai, asked the question that always came. "Dr. Voss, have you ever touched another world?" Elara paused, the stars wheeling outside. "Not touched," she replied softly, "but listened, and that's enough." In her private quarters that evening, she replayed the old logs, not the official ones, but her hidden neural backups. The beta chorus faded in, their final message resolving into clarity. Wonder endures. Yes, she thought it did. Decades on, as Elara's hair silvered and the station upgraded to quantum drives capable of skipping between systems, rumors spread among the deep space crews. Whispers of ghost signals, faint transmissions from nowhere carrying melodies that stirred the soul. Some dismissed them as cosmic noise, others as alien hails. Elara knew the truth. The threads hadn't fully severed. Echoes lingered, a gentle convergence of sorts, not destructive but inspirational. Her life's work had planted seeds across the veil, inspiring others to look beyond. On her last day, retiring to a habitat on Titan's methane seas, she launched a final probe. Encoded in its beacon, a simple message. We listen, we wonder. As the probe vanished into the Kuiper belt, Elara watched from her new home, the rings of Saturn arching like a cosmic bridge. In the quiet she felt it, a chorus, vast and varied, responding in kind. The multiverse sang back, and in that eternal harmony, humanity's story wove onward, branch by infinite branch.